nationals. And so we'll roll into my workout. So also I'll just give a little recap or give a little background on where I'm at as far as weight goes. So I'll be a heavyweight at this show. I was 217 this morning. So I'll probably be right around that for stage weight, or maybe a little bit under. So I've come up from previous years. I was about 212 for 2000. In 2012, I was 212. So put on a few solid pounds of muscle. Really happy with my improvements. But as always, not 100% satisfied. Could always wish for more. But into my back workout today. So being a few days out, I'm doing some lower carbs and kind of trying to just do like more of a glycogen depletion workout, and really did kind of just higher reps. Didn't do anything. So after doing those, we went over to some bent over barbell rows, and once again stayed with the comfortable weight. Didn't go over 225. Did I think 3 sets at that weight, and was doing about 12 or 14 reps on each set. Once again, just trying to get a pump going and kind of try to deplete. In those, I really like those for the stretch, and then kind of a good stretch in the back to kind of hopefully build some width, and then squeeze really tight between the shoulder blades for that mid back. I think it also, if you kind of bring it a little bit closer to your waist or towards your belly button, helps with your lower lats. I typically have a really good lower back on stage, and have a pretty well defined Christmas tree, and I think that's one of those moves that really helps, is keeping your back nice and straight and keeping that pulley kind of low. Once again, really felt pretty exhausted after every set that I was doing today. But I feel like this week kind of hit a brick wall with the energy levels, and was fighting through it the whole day with Jeff, and got through it, did as best I could. And I think we did something else after that too, Jeff. Okay, yeah. So we went into biceps after that. So I just did some like a preacher curl machine. Once again, did some lighter weight and really concentrated on squeezing at the top and kind of holding it for a 1 or 2 count, to kind of just pull out that peak and really focus on the bicep, not using momentum. Did a few sets of that and really got a pump going really quick, because kind of already had one going from doing all those back movements. So really just kind of wanted to finish off the biceps today. So I did those, and then went over to some seated alternating dumbbell curls, and felt like I was getting a really good contraction in the biceps with those as well. Really stuck with really lightweight, to be honest with you. Didn't spend a whole lot of rest time in between sets, probably only about 30-40 seconds. Did like 3 quick sets of those. I think I went up to about 15 or more reps per arm. Once again, trying to keep really good form. Sitting down kind of takes out the momentum in your legs out of the movement. So really focused on the biceps and concentrating on squeezing extra tight at the top. And that was it for biceps. And that was it for my workout. So after that, we went and just did a little bit of posing back in our aerobics room, and went through some of the mandatories with Jeff. And that's pretty much what I'm doing now this last week. Instead of doing cardio, is trying to just make sure that I'm doing posing every day for a good 20-30 minutes, to just kind of get myself used to holding those poses, squeezing out a little bit of water every day, and just conditioning myself for up on stage, so that when I'm up on stage and hitting those poses, hopefully it looks pretty effortless, and I'm not expending a ton of energy over flexing.
Now, you said you put on like anywhere from like 6 to 8 pounds, but what were some of your body parts you felt like you brought up this year?
So I definitely feel like some of my weaknesses from 2012 that I felt like I needed to bring up were my hamstrings for one, um, uh, chest as well. Chest has always been something that's kind of been a weak point for me. Um, for whatever reason, I've tried so many different techniques. And no matter what I do for chest movements, I feel like I get more shoulder movement or shoulder exercise out of them than I actually do with my chest. So I'm constantly trying different things and taking advice. And I guess the few different items have few different movements in just different orders of operation, orders of exercises, and varying weights. Has made a difference for me on that.
Okay, well, good deal, man. Yeah, definitely noticeable. I've known you 3 years now, and I think this was the most drastic change I've seen in one of your full off seasons. So I think you should definitely do well. This is a national level show. It's one of the larger Michigan shows. So it's interesting to see how you're going to do up there, but I think you should do well. So.
Dude, I hope so. I appreciate it, and yeah, I mean, I'm happy with my progress. I mean, since in 2010 when I won the Michigan, I was a light heavyweight and I was 193 pounds. I've put on weight every year that I've competed since then, and now I'm hopefully going to be on stage about 215, which is quite a bit more than I was in 2010 when I met you. So definitely happy with the progress, and like we were talking earlier, I just need to get there faster, keep going in the same direction, but hopefully accelerate the process. But thank you.
Well, I think in this industry, a lot of people, it's not a race, but it feels like it should be one. Everyone
Right.
wants to get there as fast as they can.
Right. Yep. It's never fast enough.
Yeah, you definitely have. I noticed too this year. I don't know if it's muscle maturity or just like a more dense, like your depth,
Right.
front to back actually seems better this year too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's just kind of some overall size and thickness and the muscle maturity, and just a different style of dieting too. I've incorporated a lot more carbohydrates in my diet prep this year than I did in the past, which is, I believe, given me more fullness and more vascularity and that harder, grainier look. Where when I was doing more of the lower carbs, higher fats type of diet or rotation diet, although I got very lean, it gave me more of a flatter, maybe not as in vascular type of look, not as grainy.
Emaciated look, kind
of. Yeah, kind of a sick look. Yeah, I looked like I had cancer. That's not funny. Edit that. Yeah.
But I mean, like a lot of the guys who no offense to them, but I know some guys like, when they really dive down, they get that skeleton look, but sometimes you don't have that full. It doesn't work for everyone.
Right. Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, it just takes time to learn these things and learn what works for your body. But hopefully, we figure it out soon.